So the first thing we'll talk about is some dumb shit that we got from Ron Desantis on COVID not too long ago. So he was on Fox News recently, and he was talking about the spike in COVID cases in his state and in Texas. And of course, he blamed it on Biden's open border policies.
Florida's not a border state, Ron.
It's not a border. The border's the ocean, maybe.
Yeah.
It's a fucking peninsula.
It's very far away from the border states.
Yeah, and DeSantis said that variants from all over the world, that was a quote, are coming in through immigrants in the immigration process. Because, Biden historically has supported open border policies.
And Florida historically has a lot of immigrants coming in. It's definitely not like 50 Cubans.
Yeah, exactly. And this Ron DeSantis being on Fox News was in response to Biden in a recent press conference. He said something along the lines that governors need to get out of the way and allow businesses and schools to impose their own COVID regulations if the state isn't going to. Of course, this is in direct response to governors saying, like, you can't force mask mandates for your workers or for your students or whatever it may be.
Which is a government action, mind you. I love it when motherfuckers on the right claim small government.
Yeah.
And just deny their own power, like, in a way.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, okay, then why are you so interested in, like, holding government office then, if you hate the government?
It's almost a way to just dodge responsibility for 100%, helping anybody.
Just to have all that power so you can get all the campaign donation money.
Right.
Like, get all that, line your pockets.
Get all the glory, all the clout.
Exactly. And then just not do anything to help anyone.
Right. And so here's the conservative logic specifically with this issue is that COVID-19 isn't that bad.
Okay.
You don't need to get vaccinated.
Wow.
You don't need more lockdowns. But immigrants are spreading COVID-19 because they're unvaccinated and Biden's letting them in.
And they're flooding the border by the millions.
Right. So under this logic, shouldn't Republicans be proud of immigrants for not being vaccinated?
Yeah. No, wait. For real, though.
Because that's their logic, is that if you're not vaccinated, you're like a hero and a patriot and, you're facing against big government.
You're fighting the machine.
Isn't that what immigrants would be doing in this situation then?
Facts. They're double fighting against big government, just coming over here anyway, too.
Right. Republicans have shown no real willingness to try to stop the spread of COVID-19. And if immigrants, according to their logic, are spreading COVID-19, then they shouldn't care.
Yeah. And they've been fighting no, they want vaccine mandates for immigrants.
Right.
Why are you letting people over here who aren't vaccinated?
But in the same interview, he said that people coming into the country shouldn't be forced to be vaccinated.
Oh, my God.
So what does this dude want?
I don't know.
His argument is not against is not against the spread of COVID-19. He just doesn't want non-white people coming into the country.
No, literally,
That's
literally, he just wants to jerk off in the government's mansion, not do anything.
There's no evidence that immigrants are significantly spreading COVID-19 at the border. A study found this back in March. Mm-hmm. It's been reconfirmed by other studies that have been more recent.
Yeah.
There's just no evidence to support that. They're just making shit up, as always.
Yeah, crazy. I'd imagine it's spreading much faster in Florida, the non-border state, and just in Texas in general.
I think Florida recently became the epicenter for COVID in America.
Yes.
Because Ron DeSantis is so awful about COVID regulations.
I saw this one thing saying if Florida was another country, we would have a travel ban on it by now.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Fun times.
Yeah. DeSantis wants to be able to complain about COVID and Biden, but he doesn't want to take responsibility for anything that's happening. And if he wants to complain about COVID or the spread of COVID with immigrants coming into the country, which he's just making up, I feel like he should require or at least encourage more heavily vaccines because he hasn't.
100%. He said it. No, he said it once, and then people got mad at him.
Right,
and then he walked it back.
We talked about it last episode. He peeked his head up and just got domed by Donald Trump. Just long-range sniper shot to his head by Donald Trump.
The guy that they cheer on for making the vaccine.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, they act like this motherfucker did the research himself.
Yeah, he was in the lab testing the vaccine.
In the lab cooking with
and then he came out and said, you don't have to get it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. 100%. It's your choice.
Their cognitive dissonance is ridiculous. This isn't even that big of a news story, but I wanted to bring it up because we've talked about immigration a lot on the pod. And it is insane to see them saying this.
And it's fun to make fun of Ron.
Oh, and Ron DeSantis is awful. But he's the front runner other than Trump for the Republican nomination in 2024.
I'm not surprised.
So maybe President DeSantis.
Can't wait to see how that goes.
It'll be good for content.
Oh,
bad for America.
That's about it, though.
Bad for the working class.
Yeah, maybe
bad
that's
for our
when
health.
The bottle blow up.
Yeah, that's when.
That's when the bottle blow up.